And when Christ came and redeemed us from the curse of that law, that we entered into that rest. And that's why I said that when you look at it from this angle, it seems, it gave me a thought. Actually, that was the thought that came to my mind. Thinking about the nitty-gritty, the significance. Because like I said the other time, that Sabbath, when the scripture refers to it, is just a symbolic representation of something. And that's the spiritual significance that I don't know, that comes to mind.
Yes. If you don't comment, don't eat banana, please.
Is that the law? Is that the law? That is a strong suggestion. Very strong word.
There's also something that I would like to say. May I say now?
Yeah,
yes. Yes, and that is about celebration. And when God was giving to the people of Israel Sabbath, and this Sabbath year and this year of Jubilee, they were kind of celebrations also. And what do people celebrate on Sabbath? When we think about how Sabbath is referring to Jesus Christ, the rest in Him, okay, and also His kingdom, because He's reigning over His kingdom, and His kingdom will have rest, kind of rest that we have not yet been able to experience, because God's kingdom is not yet so visible, so evident, because it is also still to come. Although it has begun, it is still to come also. And this celebrating that Jesus will come and His kingdom will become visible, and that we have this rest, is giving the cause. So if Sabbath means just some command to Christian people that we should rest, we have to rest, it is must, then it is no longer a celebration, and we have not understood what it is. But when I have been in Israel, and they see things in Sabbath, it is a quiet day there, and also it is special day. God has given it to them. It is important also people who do not think so much God, but they have this day of rest in the whole state. So people have opportunity to rest, even when they do not believe in God, as you see. So it is an important day because they have the opportunity to rest. So I can see how, when I have read some scriptures that were in the Hebrew textbook, I can see how people in Israel, they are eagerly expecting Sabbath, because Sabbath is a special day. So when I think about Sabbath as a day when I can be celebrating Jesus Christ and His kingdom, then I just think that during the week, if I think that on Sabbath I will especially celebrate that. I'm expecting that day, and also I'm expecting Jesus Christ to come.
Muluna, you're welcome.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's good to have you. Please, don't be shy. Come and partake in something here. We're discussing Sabbath, as you must be aware. So we're talking about what the spiritual significance of Sabbath is for us as Christians at this time. So I'd like to hear your thoughts.
I mean,
Thoughts of banana eaters.
I take us like it's a day. It was given us from the start of when God created the earth. That means, as Pierre said, it's a resting day. God ordered us to take a rest. But when it comes to spiritual life, I think it's something that it's a day because you meet with different Christians, brothers, sisters. So it gives you an opportunity to meet with others. It doesn't need to be Sunday or Sabbath to meet, but traditionally we are doing that thing. The Bible says that keep those things doing which you are accustomed to do. Like we are used to meet on Sunday or Sabbath, which we call it rest. The whole world rests on Sunday because I don't know if it's because of Israel's influence or for some reason. So Sunday is resting day for most of the world, most of part of the world. And also, even though I don't believe that keeping or resting on Sunday is rational, it's kind of practicing righteousness, but I also believe that it keeps you something on track with other brothers, and also it gives you some kind of non-righteousness, but it's still important practice. When I say non-righteousness, it's good practice, but we don't do to be righteous or for those kind of things.
Thoughts, spiritual significance of Sabbath. So, should we be having services on Sunday or on Saturday? Because experts say that the true Sabbath day is Saturday, and I think the Jews will celebrate on Saturday. So as Christians, should we go to church on Saturdays or Sundays? I brought another question so that those who didn't answer the first one can answer now.
I think it doesn't matter the day. Either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, or Saturday.
True.
It matters if we find the rest that we're talking about, the true rest. We should try to discover a day that we think it is okay for us to communicate with God and find the true rest. So if it is on Monday, you think it is the best time for you to communicate with God and have the true rest, then why not on Monday?
Can I say something? You have to answer again. The personal angle of it is fine and good, but I'm talking more about the communal. Because one of the things that you did on Sabbath was that you went to synagogue and you met with other people. So if that is it, it means that members of a congregation have to have a day. Because we can't hold the same service and Alex is leaving at 5 p.m. on Monday, then I say, okay, this is when I'm coming. That's no longer a service, that's a chain prayer meeting. So for a church that wants to do the will of God, should we really, and okay, maybe to make it a little more interesting, the whole history of how the church began to worship on Sunday, you know how when in Empire of Rome, right? When Constantine became a Christian and Christianity became like the official religion of Rome. And since they had already had a god they were worshipping on Sunday, so So it's logistically easier for them to just meet on Sundays, since there was already a public holiday on that Sunday. So it just made more sense to meet on that day. So now as Christians, should we go back to Saturday to have services, or is it equally okay to just keep having them on Sundays? Together now, not just individually.
Yeah, I think together is an agreement time that is good for them. If Saturday is good for everybody, then they should meet on Saturday. And if Sunday is good for everybody, then they should meet on
I think I also have something which is in that we always say there is power that the even scripture recognizes authority. Okay, if in many settings it's only Sunday that people really go to work. Okay. So this is just rational thinking that okay, the day that most people will be available, okay, to go to church will be Sunday because of the way things are, orchestrated since the Romans and like that till now. So now having to go back, she rightly said, whether Saturday or Sunday, it doesn't matter, as we all agree. Common agreement, this is the day we want to meet. Okay. But in the present setting, to want to go back to Saturday, I think it would be because of the state of the love.
Really? I oppose.
That's my please.
Before you say, I remember when I traveled to Egypt, we had a conference, and I was overseeing the conference. So naturally, I put a program for Friday. Only when I got to Egypt, I found out that in Egypt, Friday is a public holiday.
Yeah.
Because it's a Muslim majority. But Sunday is a working day.
Yeah.
So if I was an Egyptian pastor, should I still hold services on Sunday, or can I make it Friday? Since it's a public holiday.
I think it should be Friday so that
Now you are going to
Yes,
say,
my opposition is concerning our circumstances here in Finland.
Okay.
People generally have free day both on Saturday and Sunday. It would not even be difficult to change the day if we like.
okay.
And then, if you ask my opinion, I prefer Saturday because it was original.
But sorry to ask you, since
Yes.
statistically, do more people go to work on Saturday or
Well, in
on Sunday
Finland,
in Finland?
Yeah, shops opens on Saturday from 8 is normal, and on Sunday they open from 12 by 12.
Yes,
So that's what I'm saying.
yes,
Give
true. There
that
is some.
Sabbath.
Yes, there is
Not
some difference.
everybody, yeah.
Yes, but generally, still.
Yeah, but there is
People,
always
do
somebody
have-
who is working at some point, isn't it? You can't get the 100% population.
And people really have this 5-week working week. So, and usually it is Saturday and Sunday that are free days.
I think it's even Sunday is more powerful than Saturday in Finland. If you work on Sunday, you'll be paid double. That's true.
Would that make church people a little richer?
So if you
We
work
gather
on Saturday, no benefit. When you work on Sunday, it is double. So that means you have to recognize that it's a resting day,
Yeah.
but you decided to work, then they must pay you for work.
If we check Hebrews 10:25, it actually says everything. It says the worship day is any day that is called today.
Yes, and
That-
the original church people, they were gathering every day.
Yeah, it
That
said,
was there.
let us not give up
Yes.
meeting together,
Yeah.
as some are in the habit of doing, but let us encourage one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. Okay, that's not the one I was looking for. There was a particular one that says, more and more as you see the day approach. As long as it's called today, yes, as long as it's called today, I think that's
And it's
13. If it's not in 10.
See to it that nobody has a sinful unbelief in
Yeah.
us, but encourage one another daily.
That's
think
Which one?
it should be something different.
Who have dated this disciple? While they are looking for that, I'll ask you to start thinking of the second part of the question. Okay, whether you choose Sunday or Saturday as the church day, what of the other aspect? You shall do no work. How binding is that now? So, okay, you go to church on Saturday. When you come back from church, is it right? Is it okay? Is it right for you to work? Whatever kind of work. And then if it is Sunday, should you work? So while you are looking for the scripture, let's think about that. And after reading the scripture, have you found it?
No, I don't know. I just
Okay, but it's in the Bible somewhere between Genesis and Revelation. So
just lost in there.
now, on the day of rest, on the church day, should after the service is over, before or after, should a Christian work? If no, why? If yes, why? And if yes, which kind of work is acceptable? Which one is not acceptable?
Okay,
Tennis, football, going to the office, doing your laundry. What can you do? What can't you do? So, please.
Well, I could begin with my practical example. And it was when we had our first baby. That meant to me, when I had my maternity
Adding through the years.
late, yes, then I had to take care of the baby 24 hours of the day when he needed, and also every day during the week. So that made my days of the week very similar. And I just thought that, well, my Sundays cannot anymore be like before, because I have to take care of the baby. And then I just changed my lifestyle. and and I think that it is also depending on the circumstance in which you are living. Is it really possible to be just resting? It is not always possible. Also, my work as a doctor is that, yes, I have been on call on Sundays also, although I don't like it. So it's been a duty I have had to work. And then I thought, well, yes, also Jesus did something good on Sunday, and I can also. But of course, even when I have these on-calls on Sunday, and I like to rest on Sunday, it is possible to rest on another day too. It is not impossible. Well, this was just something practical, not so spiritual.
Okay.
Yeah, what I think is that, I mean, the motive is the most important thing here. The Bible says God will judge the motives of our hearts. So if you decide not to work, or if you decide to work, I think it's important that you test what your motive for or for not working is. You know? Because Jesus said, if any of you has a camel or a donkey that falls into a ditch on the Sabbath, you are quick to go and pick it up. Then I heal this man who is a descendant of Abraham on the Sabbath, and you fight me. So I feel I think the Jews of his day, or the Pharisees, were so keen, on obeying the law to the latter, that they forgot why the law itself was brought in the first place. And they were so keen that I was reading somewhere that if you had a tooth, if you had fixed a tooth or something, you had an extra tooth. Or today, no, not in those days anyway, that today among some Jews, if you have a tooth, you need to weigh it. There's the amount of grammage that it is that on Sabbath it becomes work. So you could actually remove it on the Sabbath, like you're not working. And also, you see the detail to which some people go for these things, and you're wondering, come on, you know. But I feel it's important that we test the motives of our hearts as we seek to obey God. And why am I really doing this? You know, and let's not be too quick to judge, you know, anybody who chooses to walk on a certain day or chooses not to walk on a certain day, because I feel we'll rise or fall before our master. So,
Yes, that is true.
Okay, any serious thoughts that you have to get out? If not, you won't be able to sleep. Okay.
I mean, sorry, I have one question that you're saying is motive. Do you consider it as like things, strict commandments that we have to abide? Or if you don't rest, just, regardless of our motives, is it considered as a sin?
What he's saying is that, is it a suggestion? Because if it's a suggestion, then motive becomes important. But if it's a commandment, even if you disobey for good, with a good motive, you're still guilty.
so the question is, if the Sabbath itself is
The resting part.
Yeah.
the resting on the Sabbath,